So we're here at Agile 2008. I'm talking with Colin Doyle, product manager for MKS. How's the show been going for you so far?
It's been going very well.
Yeah, seeing a lot of good presentations.
Yes. I've been glad to see the interest. Mm-hmm. We've had a lot of our customers express interest in Agile, which is part of the reason why I'm here. And I'm encouraged to see that there's a lot of enterprise focus in this conference.
Seems like it's a different crowd here this year. They say there's about a 36% increase in attendance, but I think there's a lot of different types of people as well too. I think the culture or the face of the attendees of this type of show are changing a lot. And I think it kind of represents the pace of Agile adoption. It's moved pretty rapidly over the last couple of years. And I don't know, have you seen similar things with your customers? Different types of customers, a lot more of adoption?
Absolutely. 2 years ago, we weren't really getting very many inquiries at all about support for Agile. And then we were starting to hear about grassroots where teams within our customers were, implementing Agile and making use of us because we were the tool that the enterprise was using.
Sure.
And now we're getting inquiries from larger customers about how do we adapt Agile practices for an enterprise? Like, I've got 1,200 developers. How do I apply Agile to that?
Right. Yeah, that's interesting too. I mean, I think that the enterprise customers have a lot of legacy baggage around, and you mentioned grassroots. I think I used to see more of those types of projects bubbling up from the surface, where I think now the management is starting to play a new role in pulling people up. Do you see that the change of the outlook from management towards Agile, and do you think it should change?
Yes to both. What I'm seeing from the management is they're aware of Agile. They don't really know what it is. They're aware of it. They know it's had success stories. They know that traditional methods still have problems, and they've heard things like Agile handles change, and that's one thing they understand. They're constantly bombarded with change, so anything that can give them a better grasp on handling that change is a good thing.
Sure. And it's a lot of that. You have traditionally a lot of enterprise customers. How's the discussion changed over the past couple of years at enterprise organizations about Agile?
I would say they're still in the exploratory phase.
Yeah.
So they're still, they've got a few teams who are interested and they're being allowed to pilot. I know a few companies who say that, they're committed to Agile and they're doing it in a big way. I'd characterize it as more as they're adapting some practices out of Agile. Mm-hmm. So they've got a continuous integration process that they're trying to roll out corporate-wide. Does that mean their project management office has gone away? Absolutely not.
Right. Yeah, we're hearing from a lot of attendees too about what they think tool vendors should do to improve, to help the adoption process. But one thing is maybe lighter, scalable tools. What do you think the tool vendors and MKS? What do you think you guys can do to really support further adoption of Agile, especially in enterprise organizations?
Yeah, I think our tool actually, in my biased opinion, our tool is already very well suited to implement Agile. Because we're very good at providing visibility. We were designed to support collaboration from the beginning. So whether you do it using a traditional methodology or an Agile methodology, we provide visibility into what others are doing. We provide visibility across the artifacts. It's very easy to navigate the linkages from your code to the requirements or to the test cases or out to the builds. What we're working on right now is actually providing a reference implementation, an Agile solution template that's nominally based on Scrum as a starting point for those customers who don't want to roll their own. Because that's probably the biggest gap is people come to us and they say, great, you got these solution templates that do kind of waterfall and do kind of a spiral type approach, but we want Agile. How do we tailor what you've got for that? So the right answer is give them a solution template that's a different starting point.
Right, absolutely. So what are you guys doing as far as Agile development in your shop and your development organization?
Our organization is shifting towards it. Because we are one product. MKS Integrity is a single platform that covers all of the ALM functionality. We're having some of the issues that our enterprise customers are, with over 100 developers. It's not easy to partition us into a bunch of small, 9 to 12 people teams and say, right, you work on your part. It all has to come together. We have the integration challenges. So we've been adapting some of the Agile practices. We do have planning windows, so we've got time-boxed iterations on our development cycles. We've got a continuous integration process going on. Our QA team is trying to move more towards exploratory testing, test-driven development, rather than the traditional legacy of find out whether we busted stuff at the end.
Sure, right. Whoever broke it stays home, or doesn't get to go home. All right. So, any predictions? Where do you see the future of Agile? Do you think we're going to keep up this pace of adoption? I think it's going to tailor off at some point, or?
I suspect there will be a plateauing because as Barry Boehm in his latest book, which is just down the hallway there, talks about, you see a lot of enterprise customers now who are looking to scale Agile, and what they're finding is that they need to take a mix of techniques and practices out of traditional methodologies like planning. You need to do more planning when you scale it up, but you still want to keep the Agile practices. So I think we're starting to get back into uncharted territory where the last 15 years people have figured out that with a group of 10 or a couple of groups of 10, I've got these practices, they work really well and people are productive and people are happy. When I've got 300 or 500 or 1,200 developers, creating 100 groups doesn't work. Trying to treat them all as one big group doesn't work. So how we partition it, how we scale some practices, how we introduce some new practices, I think that's a big area of research right now.